Boss man, Najir.
Najir, how do you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing. All right, we good to go. I'm with no other than MVP Wrestlemania Weekend 39, looking like money. How you feeling?
Like money.
Absolutely. That's the only answer here. Listen, I speculated, and I don't run like a news site or anything, but there was a point in your career where it looks like you was getting ready to just hang it up, and then you come back full time, and then from the outside looking, a lot of changes were made. I just wanted to take a moment to, if you can, share like the work you do behind stage. We're starting to see a lot more diversity, a lot more people of color being featured, and at the nucleus of it is always MVP. Just kind of wondering, and obviously we know the respect on screen, but just wondering the type of conversations, the doors you're opening, and other work that you're doing in order to help see more of us on screen.
I was very fortunate that I had a lot of guidance and mentorship from Booker T and Norman Smiley. So I was able to pay that forward by giving some of that to some of the younger guys that are up underneath now. And I appreciate the fact that, at this stage of my life and career that, and I'm literally the oldest dude in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And when the young dudes call me OG, that comes with a certain measure of appreciation.
Yep.
So the fact that I was able to make it this far, those who ask for it, I'm willing to impart my wisdom that I've gained from experience. And it feels good, because I see a lot of these young guys who are hungry, that really want to do well. And if you're willing to come to me for advice or insight, I'll give it to you, because when I asked for advice or insight, it was made available to me.
Good. Omas, biggest match of his career, again, MVP right there. What has it been having Omas under your wing? And could you talk about some of the conversations you all had prepping him for this big weekend?
Well, Omas understands that this is literally the biggest match of his career. And, I take special pride in knowing that Omas went from being Super Ninja to facing Brock Lesnar at Wrestlemania.
Yeah.
And Omas has a passion for this that is matched by few. And he has a genuinely good heart.
Yeah.
And he really wants to do well. And, I got short tolerance for bullshit.
Absolutely.
So, and I told him when we first got together, I said, you're going to have to carry your weight, because now our careers are tied together. So if you do poorly, that's a reflection on me. And I don't tolerate that. And he stepped up. He said, okay, you let me know what I need to do and how I need to do it.
Yeah.
And the proof is in the pudding. His game is continuing to improve.
Yeah.
And, let's take into consideration, twice we've seen Brock Lesnar do something that he's never done in his career, retreat. We've never seen Brock Lesnar take a step backwards. We've seen him do it twice with Omas. Omas has everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar stands to lose everything.
Yeah.
If Omas somehow loses this match, he gains experience.
Absolutely.
He's only been doing this 4 years.
Absolutely.
And he's only 30 years old.
Yeah.
So he comes away from this with the experience of wrestling one of the greatest of all time on one of the biggest stages.
Yeah.
There's no way to substitute for that experience.
Yeah.
He just gets better.
Yeah.
If he beats Brock Lesnar, which I believe is what he's going to do, then he could say, I am the biggest, baddest man in the WWE. And nobody can dispute that.
Absolutely. Listen, as you being, first of all, starting with Brock, who's well respected in all the combat sports, with you being a combat sports enthusiast, what's been some of the conversation outside of the wrestling circle about Omas in this match? It's bringing global attention, again, outside of just the wrestling medium, but all the combat sports. But just wondering, what type of conversation have been directed your way about this match?
I think most of the things that I've been hearing is the people that are underestimating Omas. And he gets a lot of unfair criticism. I hear a lot of idiots and jackasses compare him to people like the great Khali. Omas played soccer as a kid. He came over here to play basketball. He played D1 basketball. He has footwork, athleticism, explosiveness.
Yep.
The man can move.
Yeah. Scary.
And he posted a picture on his Instagram a few months back of him sprinting. Big Show ain't never sprint nowhere.
Not at all.
Khali, Andre, them dudes couldn't sprint, but Omas can. He's bigger, stronger, and more agile than any giant that has ever been in the WWE.
Yeah.
So his upside is huge. And I say again, he's only 30. So, naturally, a lot of people, oh, Brock's going to destroy him. Brock's going to destroy him. But, people thought that Braun Strowman was going to have an easy time. And Braun Strowman got his ass kicked for the majority of that match. And it wasn't until Omas made a mistake that he was able to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Omas, like I said, he's only got 4 years in, so
Yeah.
he still makes mental mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's my job, to get him to the point where he doesn't make those mental mistakes.
Absolutely. Listen, I know you take care of your clients. After Omas picks up this win this weekend, you're going to have to mute your phone. I'm sure Dana White and I'm going to be looking to get a star over there as they struggle. And I'm sure after this, they're going to be like, yeah, we need that guy. But
my prediction is that Omas will be here in the WWE for a very, very long time. As I said, he's 30 years old.
Yeah.
And he is destined to be the giant of this generation.
Yeah.
So I think they'll break the bank to keep him here for a long time.
Yeah. My final question for you. A lot of people look up to you, including myself, as the hero. Again, paving the way for a lot of even black journalists here, a lot of the work you've been doing over the years. I just want to take a second and see if you can shine the light on some of your heroes, some of the people that really inspired you to this point in your career.
Man, it's
and
funny.
even outside of wrestling as well, too.
Yeah, no, in wrestling, I remember my cousin Corey. He and I used to watch Florida Championship Wrestling, and we would go outside and put each other in figure fours and give each other elbows. But I remember the first two guys I saw, well, actually the very first wrestler, my mother took me to the Miami Beach Convention Center in 78, 79, something like that, and I saw Sweet Brown Sugar. Now, if you don't know who Sweet Brown Sugar is, look him up. But I was a little kid, and I watched this man do leapfrogs and drop kicks that were just breathtaking. And me at 4 or 5 years old, he wore a white mask, white trunks, or white boots, but he was about your complexion.
Yeah.
So that black and white contrast, I remember seeing that and being like, wow, this dude's amazing. And then later on, Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. I remember growing up, saying, when I grow up, I want to look like that.
Yeah.
And then as a teenager, Doom came together. And man, Ron Simmons and Butch Reed were, to me, the be-all, end-all. Like, I used to argue all the time and say, I know, there's no question in my heart, that Doom could beat the Road Warriors. I knew this, and I feel like they knew it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are some of the guys early on that were influences on me. And now at this stage, Ron Simmons, we talk on the phone sometimes. He's always been there for me. Teddy, Booker T. Booker T was one of the first people when I had a tryout many years ago. Norman Smiley, another dude who's a friend and mentor. Norman introduced me to Booker, and we had a great talk. And I was just a young indie guy getting an extra shot. And Booker gave me his number and said, hey, man, you got any questions? You need any help? Keep in touch. And any time that I ever called him, he answered and he made time for me. He didn't know me other than Norman vouched for me. And then later on, I live in Houston today because of Booker T. So those are just a few of the guys that were really, really influential on me.
That's awesome, man. Listen, I know you have a lot more to give to the industry, but I'm waiting for that biopic, man. I know there's a lot of story you got to tell and a lot more legacy you got to leave, man. But I really appreciate your time and everything you do for us, man.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate you.